Hello everyone, it's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 241. Something happened yesterday that really showed the world is a smaller place than we think. I was talking to a lady in Cape Town, Hedda Peterson. Now, Hedda is part of Agora Speakers. She's been very involved in helping us as we work on our educational paths. And with her experience and with her knowledge, she was part of a meeting that we had yesterday. And after the meeting, her and I were talking. Now, I had lived for 22 years in South Africa. And I mentioned that I'd been on a trip. Last time I was in South Africa was in 2012. And I had been on an overland trip. And while I was um, in Cape Town, so, we traveled, my daughter and I in 2012 traveled all the way from Cape Town, all the way overland through, Namibia, Botswana, Zambia, even a little bit in Zimbabwe, Malawi, Tanzania, etc., Uganda, Kenya, Ethiopia, into Sudan, and up to Cairo in Egypt. That's where I got the hat was in Ethiopia and the shirt that says Ethiopia. Still have them 12 years later. There's a story about those, but that's not what I want to tell you why the world is such a small place. While we were in Cape Town, my daughter and I, we went to visit a friend that I had known for years. I had worked with her husband when we were on the gold mines. He was a geologist. And I met her because she's actually had a very tough life. She's lucky to be alive in many ways. If you call it luck, I don't know. Also, intestinal fortitude. She's very resilient and she's in a wheelchair and a very positive person. And I mentioned to Hedda, oh, yeah, I don't know a lot of people still, but when I was in Cape Town, I went to visit this lady that I know who's in a wheelchair and very positive. And Hedda said to me, would that be Jenny Walker? I said, how do you know it was Jenny Walker? Yes. Well, it appears that Hedda's husband had been an electrician on the platinum mines at Rustenburg. And Jenny's husband had moved to Rustenburg as well as a geologist. And I had met him on the gold mines, but they were working on the platinum mines in Rustenburg. And my wife, my first wife, Gail, was a good friend with Jenny. And so we had visited them and gone to see them. And Jenny had a little store where she was selling dresses and jewelry, etc. And Heta had met Jenny and they became friends because her husband worked on the mines in Rustenburg, as did Jenny's. Now, Jenny's moved to Cape Town subsequently. Um, Both of them divorced. I divorced as well. We all got divorced, I guess. But the thing was, there's about 40 million people who live in South Africa. And for me to be talking about one person, and I don't know that many people still in South Africa, and I haven't met her for 12 years, for Hedda to say, is that Jenny Walker? Blows my mind. Shows you how small the world is. You never know who you know and who else knows that person. So it was fascinating conversation. Hedda talking about her experiences and knowing Jenny and actually being a good friend. She says, I'm going to phone Jenny and tell her that she'd been talking to me. So that's just the story that shows me how small the world is. So with that, I'll say adios, au revoir, wishing you, your family and friends, even those who maybe you haven't seen for years, maybe someone else knows them like Hedda knows Jenny. Bye for now from Fred. Until next time, and Notes of a Nomad.